Good evening, girls. Today, cost accounting live class is not possible. So, for that, I am taking the theory class today regarding the inventory management. Now, let's see what is meant by inventory management and what are the techniques used by the organizations for maintaining the inventories. That is to avoiding the overstocking and understocking with the minimum um, maintenance cost and everything. Now let's see the techniques of inventory system one by one. Before that, now we are going to discuss what is meant by inventory management system. So inventory management system, in the sense, it is a practice of tracking and controlling the inventory orders. So the main objective of the inventory management system is it is the organization to know where the inventory is at any given time and how much of inventory have in order to manage the inventory levels correctly. So when the inventory is properly measured, the rest of the supply chain management will function and run effectively and efficiently. So without this, the risk due to mistakes like out of stocks and overstocks and so on. So out of stock and overstock that occur when a company uses a manual method to place orders without having a full knowledge or the information regarding the inventory, that is the state of affairs of the inventory. So this is not only a good predictor for inventory forecasting and result in too much of stock or too little. So all this mistake will not only increase the cost of product but also cost in wasted that is a labor spent correcting the mistake later. When the organization do not implement all this management tools, the risk of human error mistake goes up day by day. So and finally, that is if you are reviewing this, so your customer loyalty take negative. So to avoid this, inventory management technique is very essential. So the effective and efficient management of the inventory system is very essential. In that in inventory control or inventory management system, so there are different types of or different techniques are available. So let's see one by one. That is in the first one, ABC analysis. So in the ABC analysis, first, let's see that is what is a perpetual inventory system, and next we will see that is ABC, just in time everything. So in the perpetual inventory system, that is it is simply counting inventory as soon as the stock is arrives. It's the most basic inventory management technique and can be recorded manually on pen and paper or the spreadsheet. So in this perpetual management system, so that is ABC analysis. ABC analysis, here in this slide, that is a bin card and a stock ledger is given. So bin card in the sense, bin in the sense nothing but a place. So in the place, a bin card in the sense, in the materials are placed in a bin. So the material details are entered in the card that is the number of units and the value of the material, everything. That is known as bin card. And another thing is stock ledger. Stock ledger is prepared by the storekeeper, store's manager. So in that ledger, it consisting number of units and the values and the value of the inventory. The next one is ABC analysis. ABC analysis in the sense simply we can say that is always better control. So ABC, that is A meant for always, B meant for a better, and C meant for control. So always better control. Using this ABC analysis, the inventory management technique where the inventory items are classified into three categories, namely A, B, and C. In that the item of A category of inventory are closely controlled, and as it consists of high priced inventory which may be less in numbers but are very expensive. The item in B category are relatively a lesser expensive inventory as compared to A category, and the number of items in the B category is moderate. So control level is also moderate. The C type of category item is that consisting a high number of inventory items which require lesser investment. So the control is minimum. In this slide, that is item A, B, C is given. So the percentage of a total item is also given, and the total percentage of value of the inventory is also given. That is the A category items are in numbers. The total number of A category items are only 20%, but the total cost of the inventory or the total value of the inventory of A category item is 80%. Similarly, the B category item is the in numbers, a total or the quantity in number is 30% only, but in the value or cost of the inventory is only 15%. Similarly, that is the C category items are, that is 50%, that is half of the total inventory in units that consist in C category item only, but the cost or the value of the C category item is just 5%. In the sense, so the total inventory item is classified into three categories based on its value and its that is high cost or high valued materials are that is they are giving more importance for maintaining and other things. So for that it will be classified like this. That is the high value item should be controlled and carefully carefully maintaining and giving attention in that category of materials or the items. So that is known as ABC analysis. So in this next one is just in time. That is JIT. JIT. JIT in the sense nothing but just in time method. So in just in time method of inventory control, the company keeps only as a that is only as much as possible. So the inventory it needs during the production process, with no excess inventory in hand. So the company saves the cost of storage and insurance. So the company orders further inventory when the old stock of inventory is close to replenishment. This is the little risky method of inventory management because a little delay in ordering new inventory that leads to stock out situation. Thus, this method requires a proper planning so that a new order can be timely placed. And the next one is two bin system. So two bin system, in the sense in this slide also it is explained very clearly, that is there are two bins are given in that, that is in the small or the low value items are controlled in the bin. So in the first bin have finished and the order is placed to refill the next bin. So the second bin contains enough quantity of item until the order of the quantity is arrived. And the next one is EOQ. EOQ in the sense nothing but it is economic ordering quantity. So economic order quantity techniques that highlights or that focuses on taking the decisions regarding how much mm, how much quantity of inventory should be company order at any point of time, and when should they place the order. In this model, the store manager will reorder the inventory when it reaches the minimum level. EOQ model helps to save the ordering cost and carrying cost incurred while placing the order. So with the EOQ model, the organization is able to place a right quantity of inventory. So in this EOQ related, that is the main aim of the EOQ is minimize the ordering and carrying cost, and and at the same time place the uh, that is place the order at minimum levels. And the next in this slide it explains the formula of EOQ, that is the formula. There are two methods of EOQ. One is formula method and another one is table method. So in this formula method is applied using some example. First let's see the formula. EOQ equal to root of 2AB divided by CS. That is A in the sense the annual consumption, and B in the sense buying or cost per order. C that denotes the cost per order, cost per unit, and the S in the sense stockholding cost per unit per annum. So in this one example is given, that is the annual consumption of a part X is 8,000 units. The procurement cost in the sense nothing but the buying cost per order is $40, and the cost per unit is that is $50, that is just $0.5. The storage and carrying cost is 50% the material unit cost. So in this applying both the formula method and tabular method, first let's see the formula method. So here A is 8,000 units, that is A is annual consumption, that is 8,000 units, and B is buying cost per order, that is $40, and C is cost per unit is $0.5, and S in the sense storage and carrying cost, that is 50%. In using the formula, that is root of 2ab divided by cs. So here apply the formula, that is 2 into 8000 into 40 divided by 0.5 into 50 divided by 100, that is 50% of 0.5. So that is 50% of 0.5 is 0.25, and 2 into 8000 into 40, that is 25 lakhs of 60,000. If you are taking the root of 25 lakhs 60,000, so that is 1600 units. So EOQ in the sense, that is 1600 units. So using the formula method it is calculated, and if you want to calculate the number of order placed for 8000 units in the units of annual consumption. So calculate, that is annual consumption divided by EOQ. Annual consumption is 8000 and EOQ is 1600. So in this, the number of order placed is 5. So using this number of order placed, now calculate the order cost. So there are 5 orders. Per order cost, buying cost per order is $40. So 5 into 40, that is totally 200. Otherwise you calculate like this, that is order cost equal to annual consumption divided by buying order EOQ into cost per unit. So here buying order cost, that is 40 rupees, and the annual consumption divided by EOQ, that is 8000 divided by 1600. So directly you calculate 5 into 40, 200. Order cost is 200, and the carrying cost or the stock holding cost, that is half of EOQ. So half of EOQ is that is half into 1600. EOQ is 1600 units. So half of 1600 into carrying and holding cost is 0.25. So if you are calculating this like this, this is also 200 only. So order cost and stock holding cost are equal according to the formula method. And the next method is that is tabular method. EOQ is calculated based on the tabular method. In that, that is number of orders and number of units in one order, and ordering cost, then holding cost, and next one is that is inventory cost. So in the inventory cost, in this slide, that is the number of order and the inventory cost is not shown clearly. So in this slide, that is order per that is a number of units in one order, that is mentioned. That is suppose the total 8000 units is the total 8000 units is the whole 8000 units are ordered in single, that is at a time in the sense. So the cost is that is cost of the inventory. The total inventory cost is like 1040 rupees. That is 40 rupees ordering cost and 1000 rupees holding cost, totally 1040. Suppose if you are the total 8000 units are purchased or place an order in twice. The total materials are purchased in twice in a year. So that is the total cost is 580. That is 80 rupees ordering cost and holding cost 500. And if it is the total 8,000 units is buying in thrice in a year, thrice per annum. So the cost is that is 120 plus 334. So totally it is 484. So 454. Then next, if it is placed order for 4 times in a year, that is 2,000 in each order. So the total cost is that is 410. Suppose if it is the order is placed in 5 times, the total 8,000 units are placed in 5 order. In the sense, the total cost is 200 for ordering cost and 200 for holding cost, totally 400. Similarly, that is if it is 6 times, if you are placing total 8,000 units in 6 times, in the sense the total cost it is again increasing, that is 240 plus 240 480. So the least cost is here it shows 8,000 units are placed in 5 times. So that is economical, that is 400 rupees for maintenance cost and carrying cost. And the next one is so in this EOQ is mentioned through that is a graph. So in this graph that is x-axis shown unit per order, and y-axis shows the cost of the material. So here that is specially mentioned for the UOQ 1600 units. If you are placing order placing 1600 units per order, so it is economical. The minimum cost is reached for only 200 units, that is 200 rupees. So the total cost is also at the minimum only. And the next slide also shows the similar one. So in this slide it is also shows the graph related to the number of order placed by the organization for a total 8,000 units. So if you are placing an order 5 times, or if you are placing 5 orders in a year, so the cost is also very minimum. The total cost, that including the carrying cost and ordering cost, so it will makes the minimum cost only. So to avoid the uh, wastage that is maintenance charges, or to avoid the over maintenance charges and overstocking and understocking, and to avoid the over investment in the stock. So this UOQ is help to the uh, organizations to maintain the stock, that is you placing an order smooth with economically. And the next one is inventory turnover. So in the inventory turnover, This is the most important one regarding the inventory, because inventory turnover means that is the movement of the stock. So here the turnover mention materials. So the materials inventory turnover, the materials like uh, how fast the materials are moving from the godown to the a factory. So for that the formula is inventory turnover ratio, cost of material consumed divided by cost of average stock. So here cost of material consumed, in the sense the formula for calculating cost of material consumed: opening stock of raw materials plus purchases during the year minus closing stock. That is known as formula for calculating the cost of material consumed. And the average stock, in the sense the opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2, that is known as average stock. So the stock turnover is also calculated, that is number of days for the inventory is held. For that, if you want to calculate the number of days, so that is the formula is days during the year, number of days during the year, that is it may be in a month. We want to calculate month wise, in the sense so 12, or else if you want to calculate number of days, in the sense so you put 365 days in a year. So 365 divided by inventory turnover ratio. So already we calculated the inventory turnover ratio. So you apply here and find out the stock turnover ratio or stock turnover in terms. And then next one is stock level. So in this stock level, there are that is four types of stock level. And first one is reorder level. In this reorder level, that is the stock is at which point the stock is going to place an order. So in this stock level, that is a reorder point, that is it is also one of the management technique that based on business own purchase and sales cycle that varies on the per product basis. So a reorder point is usually higher than a stock, that is a safety stock number, to factor that leads time. So in this reorder level, so that is deciding the time of placing an order. And the formula for reorder level is maximum consumption into minimum reorder period. So normally it may be in week or it may be in month. Then maximum stock level. Maximum stock level, in the sense nothing but to avoid the excess stock, to avoid the highest level of to avoid the excess stock level. So here it is determine the excess highest level of material, that beyond which material of that is inventory material is not allowed to uh, buy or to keep in stock. And that formula is reorder level plus reorder quantity minus minimum consumption into minimum supply or minimum reorder period. And the next one is minimum stock level. minimum stock level in the sense in this stock level is calculated or to fix or determining to avoid the shortage of material. So for that the formula is minimum stock level equal to reordering level minus average consumption into average reorder period. And the next one is average level. Average level is nothing but that is maximum level plus minimum level divided by 2, that is reorder is average level. Or else one more formula is there, that is half of the reorder level and minimum stock level. So that is known as average stock level, and the stock level is shown using the graph, that is maximum level. What is the maximum quantity to stored to keep the stock in the stores? So and what is the reorder level point? So when material reaches this point, the storekeeper start processing for placing an order. And the minimum level, once the stock is or the raw materials reached in this point, so that is that indicate the storekeeper, so they are going to face some disturbances. So to avoid that dangers to the shortages, better to always keep this level of stock. So the storekeeper maintain, or the stores manager maintain the stock for always in the minimum level. So if it is the stock is below the minimum level, so that indicate the definitely the organization going to face the danger level. So up to this I will stop. Tomorrow we will see the next class. Thank you girls.